I went away this weekend.
Where did you go?
I went to the Underground at Newport in Wales.
Any good?
Yes.
You talk about the beaming smile.
It's very good. However, I should have worn armour of some sort. I didn't even wear a rig because I thought, high speed, low drag. I'll take my little GHM9 that just runs Glock mags, and I'll stick some Glock mags in my pocket, and I'll run around in t-shirt and shorts.
Dude, you're nuts. You knew it was going to be CQB.
Yeah, but I didn't realise it was going to be that close. It was like Tier 1, but 9 times bigger. It was huge.
That's amazing.
And it's underneath the shopping centre. And where you pull it's mad, because where you actually drive into the car park, you park up, you get out, you walk through a door, and you don't even walk into the main shopping centre. There's a set of stairs there with an underground sign, and you literally just come straight out of the car park, straight down the stairs into the game zone.
That is awesome. And where's this site to?
Newport in South Wales, in Kingsway Shopping Centre.
So it's kind of like in the basement of this building.
Yeah. And they don't...
Is it an active shopping centre then?
Yeah, up above. And maybe with Fred Pyro and everything in them. I was throwing Mark 5s like they owed me money. I'm like, fucking lobbing these Mark 5s and they're going off everywhere. And I'm like, the poor people in that shopping centre up above must wonder what the hell's going on.
There must be some really good soundproofing.
Oh, that's good, they have to.
But
that's awesome.
It was really incredibly well run.
Yeah.
It's been done by Airsofters, so the actual game zone is really, really good. It wasn't expensive for the whole day. It was 30 quid walk on.
So square footage, what are we talking? Rough as an estimate.
Absolutely no idea.
You reckon it was 3?
So yeah, basically for anybody that ever played Tier 1 in Truro, if you kind of picked that up and went 1, 2, so you had 3 across the front, and then went back 2 as well. So it was about 9 times the size of 2, and it was big. You so easily get lost in it. You think you get about halfway through the site, and then you come running across, and you're running through all these rooms, and you're like, I'm not even at the other side of the site yet. It was just mad. And then
what was with the site being that big, and obviously that confusing, or how did the spawn work? If you got shot, do you have to try and find your way back?
Find your way back. Go back to where you started off, and then come back in again. They played a few game modes. Did like a capture the flag and the Alamo, where at the end of the game, whoever had the most players in the Alamo, which is right in the centre, won. Did you win? No. No. In all fairness, mate, it got to a point because it was so hot in there. Because it was obviously underground and it was quite warm.
How many people?
There was 64 people turned up.
See that for CQB, that is big. That's like full site.
And it actually, to be fair, it handled 64 people.
I can well imagine, because if you're saying it's 3x3 of what old Tier 1 used to be, and they used to quite easily handle 20, 25. I think anybody
that's played, I know it's a trek from Cornwall, but I know we've also got listeners from other places as well. It definitely, I would say, is worth the journey. The people there are lovely. The site itself is really well run. The game brief covered everything it needed to, nothing it didn't, so you weren't stood around waiting. He made sure everybody was silent, looking at him and listening to him when he was giving the game brief.
And he said it was in Newport.
It was in Newport, yeah.
So easily accessible from Cornwall by the train.
Yeah.
I know because I've done that journey
a couple of times. Did
you stay overnight then?
I stayed in Tiverton the night before. And we left Tiverton at 7 o'clock in the morning and we were in Newport by 8:30. So from just outside of Exeter to Newport, I would say from Exeter itself, you do it in 2 hours. You could, in theory, go up and back in a day from Cornwall, quite happily.
I was going to say, I think the train is about 3.
Yeah.
The train's about 3, and it brings you directly into the centre of Newport. And if you go on the right night, check listings beforehand, but if you go on the right night, there is one of the nicest places to eat in Newport. They've got like this kind of open market area. I don't know if you know it or see it. You walk in and it's one of those places where all the food stands and shops, if you like, they've got their own little units, are on the edge of the perimeter, and the tables in the middle are all for everyone. So you can just go in and you can help yourself, and each restaurant offers something different. So there's Italian, Chinese, Thai, anything. And in there is the greatest cheesecake factory shop thing. He makes his own cheesecakes, but he puts them in gigantic like jam jars. So you take your cheesecake home in a jam jar, and it's just like multiple levels of cheesecake in a jam jar.
That's good.
I went there on a business trip for work, and I bought a jam jar which I ate at the table, and I bought another jam jar which I took back to the hotel and sat down and watched Britain's Got Talent in my hotel, eating cheesecake out of a jam jar like a fatty.
Star night, that,
Yeah.
you know.
I know how to live.
Did you play some sad music afterwards?
Yeah, just sat in the
People
bath.
on the inside.
Just sat in the bathtub alone, just crying in shame. What have I done? Look at my waistline. But yeah,
Fair play to the marshals. One of the guys I went up with, we did have an issue with another one of the players, and there was no messing about. The marshal was there, and he nipped it in the bud, and it was all done and dusted, and it was
What was the issue?
very professional. Somebody had accused Scott's son of not calling his hits, and this lad comes storming up and kind of said, "Oh, I've just pinged you in the mask like 3 or 4 times. I was watching bounce off your mask," and I was like, "He just walked out the spawn, so it probably wasn't him. It might be this lad that stood next to me." No, it's definitely him. And he come up and he got really up in his face. And Oliver being like the day before his 16th birthday, I just kind of got in the middle and was like, "Lads, you know, Oliver, you go over there." Before I had a chance to say anything to this lad, the marshal comes steaming in and just was like, "Right, I've told you, I don't care what's happened, you don't come up and confront people like that. Go back to your spawn point. If I catch you doing it again, I'll bench you. We don't want any confrontations in the game field."
That's good.
You know, it's just it's a hard and fast rule that does not happen. And as we kind of walked away, the guy come back past and he started to speak to Oliver again. And before I had a chance to say anything, the marshal was like, "Right, if you don't go back to spawn, shut your mouth, go back to spawn right now. I'm kicking you out."
Nice.
And the lad stuck his head down and off he went, and it was dealt with so quickly and so professionally.
So that's nice. Because unfortunately, there are some people out there that get so into the game with
Yeah,
and
and that's all it is. They get into it, and the emotions get the better of them. You know, nobody's going to blame people for doing that, because it does get the better of everyone every now and again. I got shot in there once, and I was just kind of like, hell. And someone double tapped me, but it was a delayed double tap. It was like a pop, and I was like, "Oh, hit!" And I put my hand up, bang! I felt it again. So I turned around, and me, I was just like, "Yeah, once is enough, mate." And as I turned around and walked away, whoever it was drilled me in the back like 4 or 5 times, and I was just like, "It's my own fault. I should have kept my mouth shut. I should have just gone, yeah, right on, bud." So, but you know that I saw the funny side of it. My back didn't. Looked like I come back with a case of smallpox, but honestly, the site itself is amazing. More credit to the guys and girls that are running it and have opened it. They've also got a rage room in there and axe throwing.
Not at the same time, no?
what down below in the same.
In the same thing,
Nice.
in the same complex. It's kind of tucked off to one side in their own rooms.
So you can have a full day out there.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's a reason to go to Newport.
Yeah. Well, I've said next time I go out, I shall take the missus and the boy with me, and I think Scott will take his missus, and we'll let them go shopping, and we'll go in and play some airsoft for a bit.
That's
And then take them for cheesecake afterwards,
Cheesecake afterwards, yeah.
which you
Sit
can
in the
take back to
bathroom.
your hotel room and eat in a bathtub.
So, to anybody who hasn't heard of it or hasn't tried it, the Underground, Newport, Kingsway Shopping Centre, Newport, South Wales.
Can you imagine?
Well worth a visit.